Alden Akey here with another Halo 4 campaign mission walkthrough, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how you can get the second of the two weekly campaign challenges for the week of July 22nd through 28, which is namely the Conductor, which requires you to complete the Composer mission on Legendary solo. And to help me in my quest on this mission, I'm going to be turning 4 skulls on. Tough Luck, which makes enemies dodge. Cowbell, which accelerates explosions. Grunt Birthday Party, which actually helps me a little bit in headshotting grunts, because I know I got them instead of having to watch them fall down. And finally, I Would Be Your Daddy, just because I happen to like that skull. So here we go at the start of the mission. We're going through a couple of cutscenes, and the chief has kind of crashed into the station here, and thanks to Cortana. And when he regains control, come on over here and grab a holograph. I'm really not going to use it, but it might come in useful for somebody sometime there. Grab that sticky detonator after the Marine dies, and flip back over to the pistol. And when the door opens here, we want to aim at that little bend in the railing, because that Jackal Marksman invariably comes right back up to that spot, and it's an easy headshot. You really don't have to move too much. Next up are 4 grunts on this level. Already got 1, there's 2, there's 3. Not sure where number 4 is. Oh, there he is. Okay, there's 4 down. And then up top, whoop, there's a 5th. Sometimes he makes an appearance and sometimes he doesn't. Okay, up top you've got a grunt and a Jackal Marksman. And now we have to take out a shielded Jackal. And I might as well take the grunt out too. He's got a kneeler, so you got to be a little careful here. There we go. Hit him in the hands, that'll knock him back and send a shield flying sideways, and you can headshot him. Or head shoot him, if you will. Alright, next up are 2 Jackal snipers. Be very careful with them, because 1 shot to the head and you're dead. 2 shots to the body and you're dead. Okay, jump up on the railing, flip over to the sticky detonator. Let's do a sprint jump. That's very doable. It's a very easy jump. Might take a little practice. Come up here, drop the barrier. Okay, and of course the Phantom makes it in. And use a sticky detonator to take out the gunner. Run back to where that pipe kind of bends back in. Aim at the base of the platform. When the elites jump out, you basically throw the grenade. You jump up and throw the grenade, if you will. And sometimes you can get 2 of them. I believe that time I just got 1. And then haul it back in here. Grab the DMR. Alright, we want to get the heck out of dodge here. I'm also seeing my motion tracker is telling me that the elites are moving pretty darn quick. And okay, good. Now use the motion detector to determine where they are. Notice that it just took 2 shots with the beam rifle to take out this sword elite. Oh, but that guy is bad news. Get the heck out of dodge. This spot back here is a good place to hide, by the way. I use it extensively on my mythic runs. Alright, so we essentially have 1 sword elite down. We have his active camouflage. Now we've got to take out... Whew, I didn't want him firing at me again. Now we've got to take out a storm rifle elite and that concussion rifle elite. And the storm rifle elite's pretty simple. 2 headshots on him with the beam rifle will take him out. The concussion rifle elite has better shielding, and it'll take 3 shots. I'll figure I'd take this guy out while I can there. 2 shots on him and he's out. It'll take 3 beam rifle shots and 1 or 2 headshots with a DMR to take out the concussion rifle elite. The other option is to try to get him coming up the stairs. See how fast he was coming up? I just changed my mind there. If he comes up at a normal pace, you can go to sprint and catch him from behind and melee or assassinate him. I didn't like my odds there, so I just turned around and got the heck out of dodge. So as it turns out, I believe I flipped over to the 2nd beam rifle, by the way. As it turns out, crap. I'm not going to get him here. The problem is I got to fire pretty fast at that distance, and I can only fire off 2 shots fast before the beam rifle overheats. So back down here and back up. We're going to try again. Okay. Looks like he's downstairs again. And I'm watching my motion sensor here, and based on where he's going, he's in patrol mode. Notice he stopped there momentarily. But now he's going back out to the platform, which means I got to try to take him from distance. Alright. He's turned around. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots. And then 2 shots from the DMR, and he's toast. Okay, so 3 beam rifles and 2 DMR shots, and we've got him. Alright, we've got to get that concussion rifle. I'm going to swap out this beam rifle for it. And what I'm going to do here is go to camo, and then haul it out on the platform. And the reason I'm going to camo and sprinting is because as soon as I get out on the platform, a checkpoint will go, and the door over there on the right will open, and there'll be 2 shielded jackals and an elite facing me, and I just want to get out of there real quick. Next up, we're going to do a forklift jump. Okay, position yourself here, aim about here, about a little to the right and a little bit below the top of that slanted piece of the forklift, and 1 shot should get you up here. Okay, and away we go to our next encounter. And again, you might want to study that where I aimed there, because that basically will should put you in the same position as I was on the jump. Okay, notice I juggled the DMR in with the shotgun. And now I switched over to the concussion rifle because I'm going to swap it out for a sticky detonator. And watch what happens. I run by the hunter, and he takes a swing at me, and I just essentially run right by him. Alright, with Mythic and Tilt off, shots from the sticky detonator will take out the hunter. Okay. 4 shots and he's down. Now I'll go against the second hunter. Now sometimes the second hunter I can get in 3 shots, because I might get a little blowback on the detonation that knocks more shielding off his back, or the scientists and or Marines back there are continuing to fire at him, weakening his shields. But it did take 4 shots there, but there's plenty of sticky detonator ammo, so it's not an issue. Just, you know, don't expose yourself to his fuel rod cannon, if you will. Alright, I went back, grabbed the DMR. I'm going to come up here and get my concussion rifle back. I'm going to use it one more time, if I could ever get the darn thing. Golly, that's frustrating. Look at that. Okay, finally. Come over here and open the door, and we're going to meet Dr. Tilson, but that's a cutscene that I'm going to skip. And now we're on to battling to get to the first and second airlocks. And there are actually nice little skips for both of those. Okay, we're just kind of running across this open space here.
Doctor, what was that?
Alright, and back in through this doorway. Now we actually got here pretty quick, so we've got to listen to the chit-chat with Cortana and Tilson about the external gun emplacements and such. And then the door will finally open. And I'm doing a little teabag in there. Okay, I'm getting impatient. Okay, we come in here, and then there's the lazy Marine to open this door. Speedrunners will assassinate him, but I'm not really speedrunning, so I really don't care. That will get the door open a little bit earlier. But as soon as the chief says, seal the door behind me, officer, go to camo. And by the way, I cannot hear the audio while I'm doing the voiceover, so I'm just kind of guessing that's what's being said. Alright, we got a grunt and a shielded jackal up here. And notice I went camo there, like I said, and then I was able to take him out pretty easily. Sometimes the grunt will duck back in here, but because I'm going to be doing a bit of a skip here on the second airlock, I'm not too worried about conserving ammo. I'm flipping over to a plasma grenade there to take that shielded jackal out. I want to save my frags, and you'll see why in a minute here, or a few seconds. Looks like there's one more shielded jackal in here, and I'm going camo. His head's towards me. There's a jackal marksman just outside the door. Very easy shot to take him out. Now I've got two grunts to deal with. Alright, going back to camo here, so they can't see me. There's grunt number 1, grunt number 2. Now down at the end of the corridor there is two grunts, one of which is on a plasma turret, and an elite. And I want to first take out the grunt that's not on the turret, and let my camo come all the way back, and now I'm going to bounce a frag grenade off that wall there, and worst case it will knock the grunt off of the turret. Best case it kills him, and then as soon as that grunt is dead, whether I shoot him or the grenade got him, that elite will charge down the corridor, and I go camo and just run right by it. And up to the second floor of the first airlock. Now we're coming down here to the end. I just need to touch the door and go back over here. That keys the door down below to open up. Going back to camo and then just running through here. It's a little bit high risk. You notice my shields are gone, but out to here. Take that elite out with a back smack. Notice the door behind me is closed. I'm not worried about all the coveys that are in the first airlock now. And I just got to take out some grunts and or jackals. Okay. There we go. Got the grunt. There are some scientists and a marine or two in that little side corridor there, and that's what they were initially fighting. Sometimes the elite will come down and battle them and get killed, and sometimes he stays down there, and sometimes he charges. Actually, when I'm doing a mythic run or a laser run with mythic and tilt on, I prefer him to charge down the corridor because I can go camo and watch him go into patrol mode and then come out and assassinate him. With mythic and tilt off, the fact that I can do a noob combo, I kind of wish he stays down there at the other end because it's actually a little bit easier to take him out. Now what I'm looking for here, I'm going to come in, duck in here. Sometimes they'll open this little doorway in here, right there, and sometimes they don't. There's actually a sticky detonator in there that I would juggle out to take out the elite with. But barring that, now I'm looking for a plasma pistol so I can do a noob combo. And I believe I spy one right over there. So I want to go camo, run across. As soon as the camo goes on, run across. I'm going to swap out my concussion rifle momentarily for that plasma pistol, run back here to cover. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run into that little passageway there, and that will get me up closer to the elite. Come up here in this little side passage. Alright, I'm letting my camo recharge a little bit. Alright, back over to camo. And EMP. And headshot, and no more elite. Okay, let's go back and get that concussion rifle. Alright. Trying to remember where the heck it was. There it is. Okay. Now, coming up on this ramp, we've got two grunts we got to take out at the top. And just go camo and headshot them. Or head shoot them. Alright, now I'm waiting for my camo to come back, and we're going to do a concussion rifle jump. Actually, out of the map. Go camo, run over here to this little place right here. Turn around in the corner. And aim straight down. Jump. 2 shots from the concussion rifle. I didn't quite make it the first time. Let's try that again. Jump. 2 shots. Come straight up and a little bit left. And we're right up there on the edge. And I'm breathing a sigh of relief momentarily here because I almost screwed the pooch on my next little bit. Alright, the idea here is to kind of jump up, feel your way. And what I didn't do is I didn't stay to the left. I kind of eased to the right there. And I got lucky because I wound up in exactly the same spot after the jump. What we want to make sure is when you jump over here that you're kind of jumping up towards the left, and we get up here on this little beam or whatever it is and just kind of walk it. Here we go. We're walking, 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 and we'll jump across and then sprint a little bit, and sometimes you get teleported down to the actual corridor. This time I didn't, so now I got to turn around. There is a soft spot in the ceiling back to where we first jumped into this corridor, on top of this corridor if you will, and we're going back to that now. The map behind it has disappeared, so theoretically if we're not careful we could actually fall off the map and die. Here we go. Notice I'm turning around very carefully to kind of drop down in that one little soft spot. Now next up we got two elites here, camouflaged, and we're going to try to take out the first one at the controls with an assassination. I missed him the first time. I was able to backsmack him, and notice the second one, he's going visible, but he doesn't know what's going on, so I just jump over him and backsmack him. So if you miss the assassination, don't give up. You can still take both of these guys out.
Dr. Kilson, are you there?
And if for some reason you don't, I believe the if you save and quit, you'll be back at the top of the out of the map thing. So you just got to walk back to the soft spot in the wall, drop down, and try again. All right, I went in that room while after I put Cortana into the system here. I went back into the room and grabbed the sticky detonator, and I ammoed up on my DMR. And Cortana says, "Take me, Chief," or whatever she says, because I can't hear her. And now we go through this corridor, and as soon as the door opens up, go camo. And we're going to have a jackal and a marksman jackal and a grunt. And I'm going to try to take them out with the sticky detonator, and this time it was 2 shots took him out. Okay. And we'll come further down the corridor here. And there'll be a doorway on the left that will open momentarily. Oh shoot, I want a plasma pistol. Okay. Now I'm waiting for my camo to come back. And I go to camo and the door opens, and I want to take the grunts out, like right there. And going up the ladder. There, and there's another one at the top. And he makes an appearance, and I'm taking out as many of these as I can. Okay, got the grunt there, got the jackal. Now there's a really nice little skip that I would try if I had Mythic on, if I had double my health, which includes kind of jumping, going camo and jumping down over the railing on the right side there, and kind of bunny hopping up to the far end of the corridor, and you go far enough and that triggers that door to open, and then you can just jump up and out and run for your life and not worry about taking any of the cubbies out. But without Mythic, that's almost certain death, so I'm going to fight it out here. And what I'm trying to do is noob combo the elites, but along the way I'll try to take out a grunt or a jackal or two. Now do note that when you get down to 2 of the minor enemies, the jackals and grunts, if both elites are there, they will charge. If one's there, he will charge. And I'm noticing that if I don't get a red reticule on the plasma pistol, I cannot get that plasma EMP to hit. So here I am. I'm letting my camo recharge down at the bottom of the stairway. Go camo again. I'm going to come up a little further, see if I can get red on the reticule. There we go. Finally. Notice that when I did go red on that one guy, he actually jumped out of the way, even though I was camouflaged. This is kind of irritating to me. Alright. I'm going to go up here and try to get a fresh plasma pistol. There we go, the one right there. Alright, now as it turns out, it appears to me that the elite is kind of hiding behind the grunts and jackals that are up there, so I'm going to try to thin the herd a little bit, and as it turns out I did too good a job. Because watch what happens here when I take this guy out. Uh-oh, there comes the elite. He switched over to sword and he's coming after me. And so I duck in under the stairway, and if I'd have been paying a little bit closer attention to which way he was coming down the stairs, I could have backsmacked him in time and gotten an assassination or killed him. I didn't, but watch what I do here. he'll turn around and start coming back up the stairs. And notice he's in patrol mode. He's actually going very slow. So I'm going to noob combo him from here. There's the EMP. Okay, knocked him back, headshot him through the stairway, and while I'm under the stairway, they cannot get to me. I am almost invulnerable there. Have to be a little careful because there is one little hole in here where you can actually fall through the map if you're not careful. Now notice I got EMP there and I just lost my shields and immediately ducked back under the ramp and to get my shields back, and I'm getting fire again, but these guys are now coming down to this level, and notice that they're facing me with their heads exposed, and I headshot both of them, and that's all she wrote. We've just cleared this corridor completely. Alright, coming over here, stocking up on DMR ammo. There was a DMR there. I really don't need to do that. I'm just getting a fresh plasma pistol because that's instinct. And now we're on our way back to the outside. And as we come out here, we'll go to the right and down.
They found the composer.
And I want camo, and I'm trying to take out down here as many of the grunts and jackals as I can. I think there might be one jackal down there with a beam rifle. I'm not sure. But he can be deadly if he is down there. But I want to take out all the grunts and the jackals before I jump into Manus. And I'm using the platform as cover. Now this is really tricky when you have Mythic and Tilt and Thunderstorm on. Because all of those grunts down there would have had fuel rod cannons. So you'd have to be extremely careful in how you dealt with that. And I believe all the jackals would have beam rifles. So with those skulls on, it's much more dangerous, but we don't need those skulls today, so we're just picking these guys off at our leisure. And I don't know how many more are left. Oh, there's another one, and then there's that jackal. Got him. Alright, so I've cleared the area right below me, and I'm going to jump into Manus, and because I don't have Tilt on, the shielding on the Manus is not reinforced. And because I don't have Mythic on, my health is not doubled. So I have to be really careful for this last battle. And what I found here, that it's a combination of almost boredom, waiting for an enemy to appear that I can shoot, with brief periods of absolute terror that I'm going to die. And right now I'm just kind of scanning back and forth. The first wave in this battle, if you want to call it a wave, is not too many enemies, but notice that Ghost came down there and he's dropping my shields and the shields on the Manus like crazy. And this is why I have to be careful and go to cover. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to cover to get my shielding back, both my health and the shields on the Manus. And I did take that Ghost out with a rocket, so I'm kind of proud of that. It was kind of a wild shot while I was retreating. Alright, now we're just kind of looking around, getting a little bored. I'm not going to advance off this platform. Okay, found somebody over there to shoot, and I think there's somebody down there. There was. The platform is actually a pretty safe place to be. Once you move down off the platform, down that ramp, all hell can break loose. So this is something that I learned in my Mythic runs. And it's actually a good technique to use even when you don't have all the skulls on. Now they will come in a series of waves, and I think the Phantoms are dropping off some more ground troops there. Maybe another Ghost or two way off in the background. But notice that I'm not getting overwhelmed here. I'm just, occasionally, a ground troop will show up. Where I really have to start paying attention is when the next wave comes in, I believe. That will contain, will actually drop off a couple of rays. There they go. One on the left, one on the right. The one on the right is the one I want to focus on right away, because the one on the left actually got dropped and started retreating towards the far side, so I don't have to worry about him at first. When they both charge at one time, then that gets really hairy. But that Wraith on the left is still way back there. I actually have never seen that before. So I'm firing at him, actually trying to draw him up a little bit, and then there's another ghost peppering me. And I want to take him out. Notice my shields are starting to drop again along with that of the Manus. Okay, there we got him. And I believe here comes the Wraith. He's actually going to duck in behind that platform there and start firing at me. And I fired a couple of rockets at him. Now he's finally starting to advance, and I can put my guns and rockets and such on him and take him out. Doesn't take much to kill the Wraith. Alright, now I got a few ground troops to worry about. And I think, nope, nothing over there. I'll fire a couple more rockets off at the Wraith. Nope, thought I did. Yeah, now I will. Okay, target practice, just to make sure it's out. Actually, I missed it or anything. Alright, now we're searching for ground troops again. I believe there will be an elite coming up. Here he comes. Up from the left. Oh, there's another darn ghost. They tend to come at you when you're not looking. And oh, got him with another rocket. Okay. And there's the elite across the way there. I believe that's an elite. And he might be a fuel rod elite, so I got to be a little bit careful. I believe I got him. And there might be a grunt or two across there as well. Now, Cortana may have just yelled out Banshees, and that's probably why I'm backing up here. And this tactic is sort of one of hide and then kind of peek out around the corner, fire some rockets into that group of Banshees over there that are circling, and come back and hide. And just rinse and repeat. Just keep doing that. Every once in a while... Oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to fire a rocket right into the side of the building. Okay, I'll let my shields come back. Every once in a while, one of the Banshees will peel off and come at you. And you just need to be mindful of that and, you know, carefully take them out. Be very mindful of the fuel rod cannon that they have, because that will do major damage to the Manus and drop your shields. And I've actually used this little building, outcropping of the building here as cover when I see a Banshee coming at me, just for that very fact, so I don't get hit with fuel rod fire. Okay. And this is actually taking a little bit longer than some of the other runs I've done on Composer. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's because I'm not hitting anything. Sometimes I can take blind shots out there into that group of Banshees and actually bring one down. So I don't know if this is a sort of an on-the-clock wave before the next wave appears, or I actually have to take out one or more Banshees. Okay, looks like he was, yeah, here he goes. He's trying to make a run at me. So I duck back to cover. Now, as it turns out, one or more of the Banshees in this particular run kind of go off to the left here, and I have no idea where they go. I can see them on my motion detector. But, no, there we go. See, he did a fuel, he came at me with a fuel rod, and I ducked behind cover there. I'm staying real close to the stairwell so I can back up to cover. But you can see that one Banshee that's kind of a little bit behind me to the left, almost right overhead, and I have no idea what he's doing or where he's at. He's not firing at me, so I guess I'll just leave him alone and let him do his thing. And while I wait for the next checkpoint to appear and the next wave to appear, and I see something stuck way up on that wall, but I don't know what that is. What I'm firing at right now. Nothing's happening to it, so. Alright, back down here to the Banshees. And I know that this particular part of the mission is coming to an end when I see phantoms start to appear off in the distance. And And right now they're just Banshees still circling out there. So, this, like I said, this is taking a little bit longer than I was taking in the past, but that's okay. Just being very careful here because of my lack of double health and double shields for the Manus. At some point, Phantoms will appear. No, they haven't yet, but this is actually getting a little boring, isn't it? This does require a little bit of patience. Meanwhile, that one Banshee behind me and to the left is kind of floating around doing his thing. And another Banshee is kind of doing strange stuff there on the left. He may be stuck against a wall. And I'm actually running out of things to say while I'm waiting for the Phantoms to appear. And I'm still taking pot shots at those Banshees out there. Nope, I think I might have just seen a Phantom. I didn't even bother to fire at the Banshees. I just kind of ducked back to cover. And that Banshee off to my left and a little bit behind me, he must be pinned against a wall or something because he's really not doing much, and so I'm not going to worry about him. Okay. And no, I wasn't taking a break there. Notice the Phantoms coming in. And we're just going to hide right about here. And what they're doing, supposedly, is dropping off some more troops. And what I'm waiting for is two Phantoms to appear in front of me. And when they peel off, the Chief starts talking about Dr. Tilson, and Cortana says, go back to the elevators. And that's going to happen when these two Phantoms peel off into the distance. And then that's my signal to come out of hiding.
I'll keep trying to raise her.
And now what will happen here on occasion is that as I come out to make my move towards the elevator, first I'm just shooting back to there. I'm not really sure whether that's the Banshee or not. Nothing happens, so the heck with him. But on occasion what will happen is that one of the Banshees will make a run at you as you come down off the platform, and I just very easily took him out. And I'm looking around to see where that Banshee was. I can still see that little red motion indicator way off in the distance, and I'm expecting to see a grunt here as I come around this little rock because I saw him on my motion detector. Okay, now what I expected to see next would be one or two squads of grunts that got dropped off by the Phantoms right around here. I don't see any on the left, but there's a little squad here on the right I'm going to take out. And they're firing back to me with needlers, and geez, the shields are starting to drop and stuff, and now I'm starting to see stuff on the motion sensor that's making me worried. I'm not sure about that Banshee. I kind of turn around and looking, and then suddenly there's out of nowhere comes a grunt, and he's dropping my shields. He's dropping the he EMP'd the Manus, he EMP'd it again, and I said, the heck with this. I'm going to jump out of the Manus and take him with my DMR because I was losing my health. Got my shields back just in time back into the Manus because here comes a ghost. You kind of got to feel your way through this part. It's not a walk in the park, that's for sure. Alright, took care of the ghost, and I'm going to just sit here and wait for my shields to come back. And those are the Manus to come back. Okay, good. And as I duck around this corner here, I'm expecting to see some grunts and an elite. And there's the elite. And oh man, I'm taking 50 caliber fire from a gun emplacement across the way. A grunt jumped on there. So now I got to worry about that grunt and the 50 cal. So again, I'm waiting for my shields to come back and the shields of the Manus to come back. And I'm going to try to take him out from right about here. I can just see it. Reticule goes red, rockets and guns. And I believe I got him. Okay, and I come back around this side. And actually in an earlier run I was getting caught in a crossfire between the 50 cal that I just took out and a 50 cal that's all the way down there on the right, and I had no idea what was going on. I was going nuts trying to get out of the way and just barely made it before dying. And once I realized what was happening, I was able to take the 2 gun emplacements out. Alright, now right now what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning up the remaining cubbies so I don't get surprised. There's actually a Banshee there doing weird stuff. And I'll take the Banshee out. And again, I'm taking out the last few remaining cubbies so I don't get caught by surprise. And I believe that's it. And the other 50 cal I was talking about is over there. And there's nothing on it. And the only thing I have to worry about now is when I jump out of the Manus, I don't jump over the edge of the platform and die. Because watch what happens. I'm trying to set the Manus up for a straight back jump out, and it still turns to the side. Alright, we're just about done with the real part of the mission, so we run through here, run through here, run through here, and we're in the elevator controls, and we need to hit the elevators to get where we're going. And suddenly Cortana's going nuts because there's some sort of big Kashmir wave building, and what's happening is that the Didact is grabbing the composer. That's what the big explosions were about, and now Cortana's going nuts as the Didact is... Yeah, there he goes. Now he's grabbing the composer and pulling it out, and he's going to be heading to Earth, and that's something we'll have to deal with in the next mission. Meanwhile, the Chief's trying to calm Cortana down, and so we're going to have to wait a little bit till we get to the end of the mission. But going back towards the beginning, if you're concerned about the concussion rifle jumps and you don't think you can make those, I will provide a link in my description to my 0 skull run, where other than the 2's better than 4 bit that I did right at the beginning by jumping across to the platform, trying to take the elites, 2 of the elites off the platform with a grenade. Other than doing that, that particular run, I actually battled my way through the entire mission without doing any major skips other than the first airlock. So if you prefer to be more careful, then I will link you to that video in my description, like I said, and you can review that to determine which is your best approach. Now we're just waiting for the door to open, or the light to go green so we can open the door. And there we go, and we're coming to the end of the mission. The credits are rolling. I didn't get the challenge to pop for some reason, but it did. I did get the challenge. So I hope this helps you in your quest. This is Old Anaki signing off. Take care, everybody, and good night.